Welcome to our Rolemaster Actual play session. Ain't No Place for a Hero is a campaign set in the world of Duyranaki, the continent of men. A gritty, cutthroat world where politics, sorcery, religion, and commerce are all intertwined and reign supreme. Treachery and murder both come cheap, and characters need to be both smart and ruthless to survive. We hope you enjoy our story, and, as always, may the dice roll in your favor. This is episode 142 of Ain't No Place for a Hero. The party have decided to turn their attention back to the secrets of Tarak Nev, and now find themselves exploring the terrible Dead City. We rejoin our heroes mid-battle with three monstrous, demonic, flying, children-like things. Hello, my name is Chris, alternatively known on this channel as GM Chance, and it's my great pleasure to welcome you to our story today. The story that we're telling is a tabletop role-playing game, and the title of that story is Ain't No Place for a Hero. We use the Rolemaster rule set, a system, fantastic system, I think, dating all the way back to the early to mid 1980s. Not played a lot these days, which I think is a pity. I think it's a fantastic game. The title of this story is Ain't No Place for a Hero. Sorry, I'm just switching off a piece of software. There we go. Title of the story is Ain't No Place for a Hero. And here, indeed, are our heroes. All 8 of them. It's a very large party. We have 8 characters in play, and we have 5 players of those characters. If you do the maths, obviously a number of the players double up and play more than one character. In a second or so, we are going to, I think, we're going to go to a recording that we did when we got together back in Auckland a couple of months ago. I say I think because we are getting near the end of those number recordings. If we don't, we're just going to go straight into a character development question session. But before we do, my regular, habitual sincere thanks to the people that follow us online, the people that have subscribed, or the people that send us messages or type comments or just whatever, show an interest in our story, either the mechanics around the rules that we use, the Rolemaster rules that we use, or just the story itself, a bit about the characters, how they've evolved, the relationships between the characters, or whatever. It really is appreciated that people out in internet land are taking an interest in our hobby. So a sincere thanks to everyone who watches and follows us. What we'd say, if you've maybe come across us a few times, but you've just been, you're ain't no place for a hero curious, but you're enjoying what you're seeing and what you're hearing, would really love either a like down below or even better, a subscribe. It really does help the channel grow and help other people like you find our stories. Okay, now, as I say, I'm not quite sure whether we're going to cut to one of the last, probably the last character quiz, where where one of the players quizzes their fellow party members about one of their characters up on screen, or whether or not we've actually reached the end of those. I just can't quite remember. If we are going to cut, I'll find out in the edit. We're going to cut right now.
Hi there, welcome back to day 2. We're getting right into it with questions about Demos. How well do we know him? All right, question number 1. What traumatic event happened to Demos at the age of 9? A. He lost his best friend Theon. B. He witnessed his parents' murder. C. Genital crushing. D. He was banished from his homelands.
B.
No, it was C. Genital crushing.
It's come up
a few times.
It's come up in the game. He's a boy.
There's no explanation.
That's it. That's all that we've got. That's all we've got to go on. Did it happen to him? Did it happen to someone else?
Crushing. You wouldn't be chatting about this to your mates, would you?
All right. Question 2. What is Demos afraid of? A. Drowning. B. Small dark spaces. C. The undead. D. Genital crushing. We'll do that again. A. Drowning. B. Small dark spaces. C. The undead. Or D. Genital crushing.
I feel like I have to go D.
Anyone who's had it once has to be afraid of it happening
It
again.
is Graham's the only one right. It's B. Small dark spaces. He actually has to roll a fear, but check every time he goes into one.
So he doesn't mind the
Genital crushing.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, we don't know.
it.
He might have enjoyed it. It might have been by choice. All right. What affliction does Demos suffer from? A. Social anxiety. B. Chronic drowsiness. C. Celiac disease. Or D. Restless leg syndrome.
What's the third? Run through them again.
So A. Social anxiety.
Right.
B. Chronic drowsiness. C. Celiac disease. Or D. Restless leg syndrome.
A?
No, everyone's wrong. It was B. On his character sheet, it says he has chronic drowsiness.
Really?
That's never
Nice
come up.
It's
question.
very tight. That's why he doesn't talk much. He's tired.
It's wrong.
He's asleep.
He's in a
He's
semi-coma.
slow to move. He's slow to move. He's tired.
It might explain a
Britney Spears is
lot.
very heavy. All right. Does Demos know how to cook? No, he's hopeless. Or yes, he's excellent at making kebabs.
Oh, wait, again, I'm not sure this has come up. I love
It's on his sheet. Yes. he is.
Yay!
Excellent at making
No,
kebabs.
no point for me.
Great.
Not for me.
Good night.
All right.
But does it say it's kebabs specifically?
I may have. There's a bit of artistic
Maybe
license.
some embellishment there.
Yeah, it's a bit of artistic license. He spares the meat.
Oh, of course it does.
Yeah, it's just. Okay, last question for the day. Ultimately, what is Demos searching for? A. His princess. B. Lasting peace and tranquility. C. His sister. D. His book of somber poetry.
Damn somber poetry. Good stuff.
Everyone wins.
Yay!
Everyone gets
Thank you very much. I
Excellent
hope you
work.
enjoyed
Well
all
done.
of these
Very good.
questions.
There we go. Hopefully you enjoyed that quiz. If indeed we went to one of those little quizzes, we had a lot of fun doing them when we got together in Auckland a few months ago. Okay, we spend quite a bit of time in this game getting under the hood, so to speak, of the characters, learning a bit more about them, understanding what makes them tick, what motivates them. We think that it makes for a richer game if we spend a bit of time developing or understanding the characters a bit better. So as well as things like the quiz that hopefully you've just seen, there in other videos, we also, for those that don't know the show, we also do some character development questions. I send out some questions earlier in the week, and then the players get to choose one, sometimes a couple of those questions to answer to try to understand the character a little bit better. And today we are kicking off with Giles. Giles, the mic is yours.
Thank you very much, Chris. So yes, I played Tarquin, a very young half-elf, who's sort of, I guess, finding his way in the world almost for the first time. The question I'm going to ask for him is, how does your character deal with betrayal? Certainly, I think he's been taught swiftly and with severe retribution, and that would be how he'd generally see the management of betrayal. Well, like many kind of quasi-adolescents, sort of starting to realise what it means to maybe a little bit be an adult, sort of starting to understand life isn't quite as simple as he thought it was. So sometimes something might be betrayal one way and also not betrayal and that's proving difficult for him to wrestle with, particularly when you're used to dealing with betrayal with a sharp knife to the throat. So he finds himself somewhat conflicted about how to deal with betrayal, because he's somewhat conflicted about what exactly constitutes betrayal at the moment. And on that not very well answered note, I'll hand over to you, Pete.
Thank you very much. Okay, that's food for thought, perhaps, where Tarquin's coming from. Thank you. And our recent discussions with him. Thanks. Hi, my name's Pete, and I'm playing 2 characters. First one is Leif, and I'd like to answer. How does your character feel about those who cannot defend themselves? Of course, it depends on exactly who they are and why they can't defend themselves, but he's a kind soul. He's someone who wants to do right. So if there's someone who's vulnerable and genuinely innocent, then he would, within reason, do his best to protect them, and perhaps sometimes outside of his reason as well. Would depend on the situation, but yeah, it wouldn't be something he would be. Yeah, he's not that hard of a person. He's a bit of a softie. Well, he likes to do the right thing. For Mithan, well, same. How does she feel about those who can defend themselves? She thinks that they need to make good life choices. But the question for Mithan would be, how does your character deal with betrayal? Thinking specifically of a time before we were doing recordings, when we had sort of confided, I suppose, in Professor Urswick Torvashkinali, I believe her name ended up being. She was some sort of academic that our group started off our adventures with, all the way up in the north. And we sort of had a couple of odd visions, and we sort of confided in her, wanting to get information, and that triggered her, because she actually ended up being a member of the TPP, or an operative for Tarang for Irini Chonta. And she betrayed us, and she stuck us on a ship, and she tortured us for information, because the sort of visions we'd mentioned to her were, I think, of the one that triggered it was a white-haired woman, we believe is Irini Chonta, standing at a statue or a gate somewhere, which ended up being Tarak Nev, which is actually where we are. So, yeah, that was triggering for her. Mithan is a very defensive person. She wants to protect herself. So once she's betrayed, she's not particularly interested in getting revenge. But she does want to protect herself. So if Torvash Ganali is out there still gunning for her, which she thinks she might be, she wants to remove her as a threat. So it's not revenge motivated, because there's risk in that, and she doesn't want to put herself particularly at risk, but she does want to remove threats. Could we please hear from Keros?
Thanks, Pete. Hello, I'm Alex. I play Keros and Victory, although maybe Victory plays herself. Another set of questions that I can't decide, so I'm going to answer 2 and be cheeky and do it super quick, if that's okay with everyone, because I just can't decide. So I'm also going to answer the question of how does your character deal with betrayal, and I think Keros is quite naive and trusting, and I mean that in a positive way. And I think most of the time she hasn't been betrayed very often. I'm thinking back to the Cloud Club clique. She probably doesn't know she's been betrayed. And if it's like, oh, actually this person did this, Keros would be wanting to justify it or give them an out or try and explain it for them, or she probably, and that's not because she doesn't want to face the betrayal, it's probably because she doesn't understand it, because she wouldn't do it. So she doesn't see it as a betrayal, and it will take her some time and maybe some gentle support to go, actually this person did this and that was against you and that is a betrayal. So she's probably a bit naive. Now, if she came across somebody who did betray her, I don't know whether she'd necessarily orchestrate revenge, but if something or a situation was to occur with that person, I don't know if she'd also necessarily intervene to help them. I'm not sure what we haven't had her really in that position yet. It might be coming. And can I also just quickly answer the one about the most awe-inspiring magic your character has wielded? So I don't think it's like she is religious and she's very nature, like she likes the nature motivated, and it's not like hardcore tricky magic, but I think anything where she just lets rip and the situation is resolved is all inspiring. Like, and as she gets stronger, and like last session, I think, you know, she was trying the shock bolt, and then she went, do you know what? Stuff it. I'm going with the ice bolt. And then, like, I think the process of her working it out is pretty awe-inspiring. Like, she's still quite naive around it. And of course, any tiny little, you know, bits of power, you know, the tiny little shock bolt, lightning bolts, or ice picks, or whatever that come from her fingers is pretty magical, in my opinion.
Excellent. Very good.
Yeah, sorry for being cheeky there and answering too.
All good, so long as you enjoy the questions. That's the one thing. Just reading the write-up of her on the screen just reminds me that she is still pretty badly injured. So she's only got the use of one arm, and we should probably just keep her. Yeah, I mean, as yet it hasn't come into play where it's been an issue, but we do need to keep it in mind. She certainly can't climb or do anything like that. She, of course, is not the only person who is incapacitated with only one arm, because of course Etienne is a hand down as well. Very good. Yeah, who are you turning to?
Could we please hear from Aiden?
Lovely.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Aiden. I'm playing 2 characters today. The first character I'm going to play is Gray. And the question I'll answer for him is, what's the most heartbreaking farewell your character has ever experienced? He's had a lot of farewells. I mean, I guess the most brutal ones are like all his family and his mentor brutally murdered. But in his adult life, I guess the most heartbreaking farewell was probably saying goodbye to his other party that he was a part of. He was with them for so long, and he chose to join this party and follow his heart. But it was still really hard because they became his family, and he said goodbye knowing that he might not ever see them again. So it's very sad.
Who would have been closest to in the Twilight Party, do you think?
Ooh. I definitely think Severin. He would have thought very highly of Severin. Maybe even seen him as like another new mentor, I guess. Yeah.
Cool.
And also, oh my goodness, I'm starting to forget.
Jada, the healer?
Jada. Of course it was Jada. Yes, Jada, who saved his life countless times. He should have died more than he has died, but she brought him back. And then the second character I'm playing is Demos, and the question I'm going to answer for him is, how does your character feel about defending those who can't defend themselves? He would, I think, feel a sense of duty to protect them. I think that was instilled into him as a soldier and as a protector of his princess. I think he'd feel honor bound to look out for them.
Excellent. Yep. Thank you very much.
And, could we hear from Giles?
Graham. Giles went first.
Graham.
Hopefully Graham's mic
Can
working. Yes, we can.
Hey.
Oh, sorry, I just went in a... Yeah, sorry. I was... Nightmare.
You okay? All good?
Yeah, sorry, I completely forgot this morning, and then I got caught in this weird loop with Discord about authorized... trying to authorize my passwords and shit. Anyway, boring. Well, so I'm playing 2 characters today, starting with Neathanal. How does she deal with betrayal? Savagely, I think that's the short answer there. I think she would. If she was betrayed, she would probably just kill. And as indeed she has. Pretty short answer. Etienne, most awe-inspiring magic he's wielded. He's pretty happy with his sword. He's got a holy sword now, which is right up his Straza. Yeah, he's pretty in touch with that. His tune, he's it's as he wields it, he wields the power of his goddess, so he's pretty happy about that, and it feels almost like it's a part of him, almost as much as his shield is a part of him because it's bolted to him. So yeah, he feels like one unit, one fighting unit.
Excellent, excellent, very good. Thank you, and good to have you, Graham. Technical issues aside, they can be very, very frustrating. Okay, there we go. That's the team. And there they are named as well. Named and in the colour. Now is the time we turn to our scribe, Pete. Pete, could you give us a quick rundown of what happened last session, please?
Cool thing. Thanks, Chris. So, beginning of last session, we had basically just walked through the gate of the City of the Dead, Tarak Nev. It feels like we're in a different dimension or something. Something's going on here. It's somehow enchanted. The sun is moving weirdly across the sky. The whole thing feels weird. Really odd atmosphere. There's sort of ash drifting everywhere. It's all sort of in ruins. And we just get a weird vibe. Snatches of conversation, snatches of battles, just different vibe. Weird. As we came in, we sort of had a look around, and there were these. We noticed to our left there was a doorway, and these children came out of this doorway, and they sort of then suddenly glitched and were up on the wall and moving along the wall. And we thought, yeah, well, there they are, the white-eyed. There they are on the wall. But let's keep away from them. Yeah. So we went to the right instead, and we had a bit of a plan to make out. We had a map, and we thought we were going to make our way around to a location on the map. Just wanted, a sort of a base where we can defend ourselves. So we went around there. You can see there's past the steps, and going through the ruins of, I think it looks like it's the ruins of a building, and we spotted some of these sort of children creature things in the ash, in the mist, sort of approaching slowly, sort of calmly. I thought, okay, but let's not get involved with them. And we decided to move it. We decided to run, and that's when they moved extremely fast. That's when they did that. They showed their teeth. And we knew we were right not to want to tangle with them, and they suddenly moved. Although it looked like they were walking, they moved extremely fast. It was a very strange movement. And attacked us, basically. Two, I believe, were flying. One from the sort of the top and one from the left, and then another one arrived on the ground and attacked from the right. So the whole session was pretty much this combat, and we're in the midst of it. Some of the things we saw were the flying ones would sort of do magic to us, or made gestures to us, and if we had to resist some sort of a spell, or there was something we had to sort of resist, and if we didn't do it successfully, we ended up being stunned. So we know that's one of their abilities, is to sort of confuse us and sort of take us out of the combat for a while. And I believe they also sweep down, and I can't remember if it's talons or if it's biting. I can't remember how they attack us physically, actually, as well. And so we've had a sort of combination of attacks. We tried to fight back, but we didn't have particularly many ranged weapons. Luckily, though, we do have Keros, and she was shock bolting them. And I think, as she said earlier, shock bolt, oh, screw this, ice bolt, and she fucking nailed one of them, which was fantastic. And I believe has re-killed or killed one of them. So I think that happened in the last round of last session. So I think that's where we are.
Yep, precisely, Pete. So that was the very last thing to happen. This one was, all three are now flying. There's 1, 2, 3. They're about 25 foot up in the air. This one was here, and Keros, after shock bolting, not doing a lot with the shock bolt, basically said, exactly as he said, screw this, and went. And the impact, the force of the spell just happened to catch this creature with immense power, smashed it all the way back to the walls of this tower. You can see there's one tower here that was was the other tower here, where you saw the hand come out of the door, and it smashed this thing all the way back. It's hit the wall with a massive impact, and it's crumpled to the ground and is lying still at the base of the wall. And that's exactly where we are going to pick up the game, unless there are any questions from anybody. Anything that's not clear? Nope. Very good. All right, let's start the game. Okay, so let me sort one thing out. Yes, lovely. Okay. We are ready. We are going straight into rounds.
It's got an arrow on the
Yes, and I've got that. Thank you. New encounter. Okay, we're off. Initiative. So plus 50 to Mythan, because she has an arrow readied. Any other changes to initiative that I should be aware of? Nope. Okay. We are off.
Sorry, Nathanel was preparing casting rather than doing anything like that.
Sorry, what?
Nathanel was preparing and casting rather than acting physically.
Oh, right. Unfortunately, I just click go, so I can't go back.
Doesn't matter. That's
Yep. Cool. Mythan, you are indeed first to act. What are you doing? Oh, combat.
She would like to.
Yep.
Shoot one. She would like to shoot the one. Yep. Closest to her. Yep. Please.
Okay. So straight up, twang.
Yep.
Give me a roll. Is this a magical weapon?
No.
Okay. Give me a roll, please.
Not magical arrows either.
Cool.
Oh, that's not a great start. 15.
15. The arrow clips it. No damage.
There's no way that she can. She's got 50% left of her round.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way that she can put. She's got a bow. She can't use that to parry, can she? It's not a thing.
No. You need to have a weapon.
Is there anything she can do to increase her defense in this 50%?
Yeah, I would. Well, I've never actually come across this before, but I don't see any reason that she can't drop her bow for a 0 action, draw her sword for a 20% action, and use 30% to parry.
She can't, because she dropped her sword when she was taking a bow out to string it. She dropped it on the ground, so she has to pick it up. But yeah, good. Thank you. Yeah, no, she can't. No, I don't think there's anything she can do to like duck behind something. Nothing particularly. She wants to sort of load if she can, but
there's some low walls. You can see them.
Yeah.
You can see them here. But that's about it. The stairs inside the door would be about the only other place.
Okay, gotcha. Cool. Thank you. She will reload. If you can, she'll sort of duck down behind Demos. I don't know if it won't make any difference, but it helps me feel like she's done something. Yeah.
All right.
So she'll reload for the written round of 50%. Thank you.
I mean, you could pick up the pick up an object.
No, she's keen to keep being able to be effective as with her bow. So
Sure.
She'll just
Yep.
take the risk.
Cool. Done. Next. second, please. Okay. This one here moves a short distance, and comes over here. You see it glance down at its former companion here. But other than that, it doesn't do anything. Yathel is next to act.
Now, I can't read. She's been preparing, I think, for a couple of rounds now. So she'd like to cast.
Okay, sure thing.
The one, sorry, that you said that one had settled. Where had that gone?
So there's one that's Keros blasted. That's at the base of the wall. That's here.
Oh yeah, not that one. Yeah.
Yep. Another one has just flown. It was there. It's
Right.
just moved a very short distance. Again, 25 foot up in the air, and is now here. And it's glanced down at its companion. This one here is again about 25 foot up in the air.
Maybe would that be within what's the distance there? About within 100 foot, clearly.
Oh, gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. So you're 7 foot away from it, underneath it, and then it's 25 foot up. It's well and truly within 100 foot.
Okay, can I cast then, please?
Sure. Yeah.
2 rounds.
Yep.
58.
58. Sure. What's the spell?
Cyclonic blast. She's just got to make sure. In terms of the target, there's nothing else within 25 foot of that one. That's. Sorry, there's nothing within 20 foot of it, is there?
Yeah, that's within 20 foot of it. It's 15 foot away.
Oh, I see. Sorry. What I'm saying is none of the party within either the targets. Are there any of the party within 20 foot of the creature?
Well, it's 25 foot up in the air, right?
Yep. Is it? So is anyone within range then of that?
Well, I don't know the description of the spell, so.
Sorry, it's an area of effect. I'm just making sure before I cast it a particular thing that there's none of the party are within 20 foot of the creature.
They are. Yes, they are. So Etienne is, Demos is, Mythan is, you are.
What about the one that's further away?
That's within 20 foot. Yep, that's 15 foot away.
Okay, well she won't cast them.
Okay.
Look, sorry, can I jump in here? Just can I clarify what you're meaning, Chris? Though, is that they're 25 foot in the air, and if this is if you center a sphere between them, you'll catch both of the flying things 20 foot in the air, but none of the people on the ground because the sphere wouldn't.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to. Yeah, thanks, Pete. That's what I'm trying to. Yeah.
So if it's the range, the diameter of the sphere is 20 foot.
Yep.
And they're 25 foot in the air.
Yes.
So they're 20 foot above us, 5 foot above us.
Correct.
And it's a sphere, so she shouldn't catch any of the party.
Correct.
Okay.
If that's the point that you're casting, yeah.
All right. Yeah. Thank you for explaining. Sorry, I didn't explain that very well, but that's what I mean. Yeah.
Okay. She could cast there, and that is, it's a distance of 15 foot, and they are approximately 25 foot up, between 25 and 30 foot up. So.
Yeah, she just wanted to be certain she wouldn't get caught, the rest of the party caught, but she wanted to cast Cyclonic Blast.
Okay.
Shoots ball of compressed air that bursts upon reaching target, attacking everyone within 20-foot radius. Results determined on the cold ball attack table.
Okay. Is there any resistance? Sorry, I cut you off there. Impact crit. Is there any resistance roll to that? Doesn't say it.
It doesn't say in the description.
No. Okay. Sure. So 58 on the cold ball attack table. It's pretty potent. So Ethanol, do 1 and 2. We'll take the 58 as the attack roll. 58. And 12. Oops. Cold ball, bang. Unfortunately, Ethanol, with a 58, this thing is very fast. It sees or it judges or whatever, but it moves out of the way, and it is unaffected. That one there. And same on this one. And the same for this one too. They're stupid fast, and they managed to dodge this burst of air. No damage, I'm afraid.
Okay.
You've got 25% action left.
Should crouch.
Okay. And this one here. Mouth something. They seem to be screaming at you, but there's no sound that comes out. It's quite horrific. And rushes at Demos and claws at Demos as it flies past him. One thing we touched on last time, just for Giles's benefit, certain creatures and other foes that are flying, you may be able to get a strike on them. These things are too fast for you to do so. Thinking it through how that would work, it would have to be absolutely the next character to act, so the next person on an initiative to act to get a strike on a flying foe. So just for future reference, and I'll pop that into our rules channel.
Sorry, Chris, I'm being totally dumb. I don't understand what you mean.
Yep. So in initiative, the way that initiative works is the first person, or the person that rolls the highest goes first, and then the second highest, and so on. If your character has beaten had the opportunity to go first, your character can act first. So in this case, these creatures are very, very fast, but let's say for argument's sake, as Neathanel actually just did, just now, Neathanel would have been able to strike at them had they been within range of her, physically strike at them. However, if they beat you in initiative, as they seem to have most times, you would only get a chance to strike at them if you're the next person in the initiative order. Yep. And even there, and probably not even, and actually not for these creatures because they are too fast, but for another flying foe, you might be able to strike them, but you'd have to be next. The point is they're moving very quickly, and you just don't have the opportunity to lay a finger on them. So, poor Demos, coming at Demos with some claws. Oh. Ooh. Is that a... Can you fumble a claw? I think you can, but it's only on...
Yes, you can.
It's only on a 1 or a 2. It's a very low roll, though.
Maybe one of the claws breaks or something.
It can happen. It does happen. It can happen. No, sad to say, the fumble is only on a 1 or a 2. She rolled a 3. So, very good news for Demos. This thing shrieks wordlessly at you, flies past at a great rate of knots, and slashes ineffectually at you, and ends up over here. Next.
Did she maybe scratch herself on Jamie Lynn's spear?
Unfortunately not, but nice try.
Damn.
Next is Leif. Leif, you are stunned. You have 20.
No,
Yep.
no. Oh, he's parrying. That's what he does when he's stunned. He's just parrying.
Okay, cool. Grey Roughwind.
Gray is going to keep his shield up and he's just going to prepare.
Okay. Okay. Tarquin.
Sorry, Chris, can I check if both of the flying things had their go? I know one definitely has.
Yes.
Okay, in which case it's going to prepare.
Okay. Demos. Hello, Demos.
Sorry, keep...
That's
me.
That's you.
It still hasn't sunk in. There's no one in stabbing sight of Demos, is there?
No.
He's just going to opportunity action. If somehow he manages to be the second on initiative, he's going to javelin one of them in the face.
Nice one. Etienne. Hello, Etienne.
Hello. When you repel a demon, it says here that demons that are in the area may not leave. Does that mean they can still fly around within the area?
Description, please. Can you read out the whole
As
thing?
long as the caster concentrates, Type 1 demons that are within the area of effect may not leave. Does that mean they're just caught within a sphere of the caster?
Not leave.
And
What's-
those that are out the area may not enter.
Yeah, I guess. What's the area of effect?
It's 5 times 5 feet level. I think no, that's round on the area of effect. 5 foot radius per level.
Okay.
That's 40 feet. I assume that's sort of adjustable, is it? It doesn't have long, that big.
Yes. I would say you can shrink it or enlarge it up to that level. Yep.
So he's been preparing. He'd like to sort of cast that sort of. In a loop around the party? What's the sort of rough distance there?
I mean, just to give you a sense of, if you're asking for a precise measurement, I'd ask for some kind of basic maths roll, but just to give you a sense of scale, from where he is to this crumbling wall is about 25 foot.
All right, so basically he's seeking to encompass the party.
Okay.
And keep the flying things out of it, if that makes sense.
Okay.
But yeah, he'd like to cast, if he can. Now, I think he's already casted today. Is that correct? Did he cast before he came in?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he has.
Yep. So he'd need to transcend armor.
Yes, please. So give me a roll for that.
40.
40. What's his transcend?
Transcend armor is plus 89.
89. He's fine. Absolutely fine. The spell goes off. So his plan is to try to put a barrier around the party, correct?
Yeah, but not obviously include the flying banshees in it.
Yep. What would you say this is a situation for a maths roll? We have done one already for Keros. I think this is probably
I don't know how he judge. I mean, I guess he's looking at the area he wants to cover.
Yeah, maybe that.
Yeah, so he wants to do. Oh, I want to cover that, and not that. I don't know how the spell, works. Whether it's by judgment or by.
Yeah.
Presumably, you don't have to enter in coordinates, but I don't know.
Well, we'll go with. I need to do some more thinking on that because I have asked Keros when she's putting up a wall, etc., to start doing things. But let's just go for simplicity in this case, where he says, "I want to cover this area." Cool. Roll the spell, please.
That's a failure.
What was it? What was the roll?
1.
Oh dear. Give me a roll, please.
Did I get that right? Is it? Yeah, I did. Yeah.
It's a non. Is it an aggressive? Is it an aggressive spell? Is it an attack?
Repel demon 1.
Yeah. Does it have a? Do you have the type next to it? Does it list the type?
Type.
F or?
Type 1. It says.
Type 1. Yes. Okay. Sick.
See, repel undead is F.
Is it?
Helps. Yeah, I don't know what spell list it is, but the repulsion's repel undead is an F
Oh,
type.
spell. I mean, sorry, I thought you meant the type of demon, not the type of spell.
Yes.
The type of spell is F.
Okay, so it is a force spell. It's an attack spell. So you roll on the attack failure. Give me a roll on the attack failure, please.
67.
67. Subconscious fear causes caster to cast an ineffectual spell. You're stunned 1 round. Next round you're stunned, Etienne.
And I don't get any plus on anything for that. For my innate. So you don't get a presence adjustment on that then.
No. It's just
So what about it?
no, it's a spell failure.
Yeah. Okay.
Next off is lastly is Keros.
Hello.
Hello.
She'd like to ice bolt.
Okay.
Please. Who is closest, do you think? Or they're pretty much same.
There's one there. That one is a little bit closer. It's
Yeah.
like 4 foot and 25 foot up, so it's like almost on top of her and just above her.
Oh, imagine the blood splatter. Okay, so, and obviously we're not going to kill anyone in the party, so could she please cast that?
Ice bolt. You betcha.
Ice, not shock. Ice.
Yep.
Ice, baby.
Nice.
Now, what is she? Plus 100? Yes, she is plus 100. Are you ready for my roll?
Hang on a sec. I will be in a second. That's number. I just need to figure out which one it is. Number 3.
The dead one. The soon-to-be dead one.
Give me a roll. Make it a good one.
Okay. 81.
That's a good roll.
Thank you.
Bumpfa. These things are fast, and it sees it coming. Dodges, but doesn't dodge enough. Or doesn't, more to the point, doesn't dodge fast enough.
Is it dead? Is it dead? Is it dead? Is that a smile?
It's 11 and an E.
Oh.
Roll the E impact, please.
Okay. A's the good one, isn't it? Like the least amount, and then
Yes. E's the most severe.
E. Oh, okay. 67-ish is okay. Is it good enough? I can see you, Pete.
Because that's one off the because 66 is a special killing crit, so 67 is just one more.
Smashes it in its left arm, and there's this horrible kind of crunching noise in its left arm, and you see it. It's absolutely horrific to see. Keros, its head goes back, and it just appears to utter this horrendous noise, but nothing comes out of its mouth. Silently screaming. You think you hit it really hard. Doesn't look happy.
Thank you.
And it's kind of wobbling as it's floating and flying. Yeah, it hit it hard. That is the end of the rounds. Going into the next rounds, anybody need to do anything for initiative? I'll take the 50 off for Mython. Going once, going twice. We're off. So the Keros, the one you hit, this one here, very wobbly, starts making its way. It's kind of lurching as it's flying, and lands top of the stairs. It's definitely, it's kind of lilting to one side. Its flight is kind of erratic. It's not looking in good shape. This one here does the same. Except this one doesn't. This one has definitely landed on that step. This one doesn't land. It's kind of hovering. This one that I'm pointing to here, it's kind of hovering some 20 foot up above the landing. Ethanol.
How far away is that landed one? Quite a long way, huh?
58 feet.
Should prepare.
Say again, sorry?
You'll prepare.
Sure, prepare, sure. Life?
Is he still stunned?
He is still stunned, yes.
Right.
Same as?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Cool. Tarquin.
So they're both active, haven't they?
They're both moved, yes. Yep.
Yeah, okay. I presume Tarquin can see either of them.
You can see both of them, yes. Yep.
Oh, okay, he's going to cast Study.
He's going to cast...
Study.
Study? Sure, give me a roll.
And there's 67.
Spell goes off. I won't do the sound effects, but it works.
Cool.
Okay. He's got 25% action left. Does he do anything else?
Okay, I guess he can only perceive for 10% or 30%, right?
Correct.
So he'll have a glance around to see if he can see any more of these things anywhere else.
Sure thing, give me a roll. Remember, it's masked. It could be great.
Oh, yeah.
Could be amazing.
You'll feel so much better if it's amazing, Chris.
Plus
I'm
90.
only thinking of you.
Oh,
98.
very kind. You have a 10% action, which is literally 1 second. You have a quick scan of the area, Tarquin. You can't see anything else.
Okay.
Moving on. Mython.
She would like to shoot the one that's still flying, please.
Sure, give me a roll.
$95.
Roll again.
Only this was magic. Oh, shit. 99.
Roll again.
If only this was magic. 59. Damn it.
It's a colossal 253. What's her bonus with... Oh, I've got her bonus here.
Yeah.
Look, the arrow strikes it. There's no damage.
Just for the record, and we've been fighting undead, and undead are maggoty and dripping and falling apart. You know that magic weapons don't work on them. There was a chance that it did on these guys who were sort of a bit different. Okay. What a waste. Sorry, everyone.
It's a hell of a roll.
But
Hell
you
of a
know
roll.
it's a good shot.
Do you want to hear what you would have done if it...
No.
You don't? Okay,
No.
fair enough.
I just want to know. She knows that was a good shot. Just
It hit it true. It hit it right in the heart.
fuck.
Yeah, that should have definitely killed it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay. Nah. She will. She will drop her bow, pick up her sword.
Okay, done.
Yep.
Grey Roughwind. Prepared 1 round.
He's going to keep preparing.
Okay.
But
Demo-
with shield up.
Sure. Demos?
Demos again. He's just ready with Jamie Lynn to just jab at anything that comes close if he has the ability to.
Done. Etienne, you're stunned this round. Any action for Etienne saying anything, doing anything else I need to know?
No.
Oh, okay. And Karos.
Yay. So, the armless one's on the ground, right?
It's landed on this platform, yes. So these stairs go up. You can see here. They go up to... It's about 30 foot up. And it's about 30 foot over here. You can still certainly see it.
And no one in front of her?
No.
No team member?
You can see probably half of it, actually. So it would have partial cover because of the height that it's at, and it's quite short.
She and the floating one, has she got better view on the floating one?
100% vision on the floating one.
All right, we're going to ice bolt that one.
Okay.
Please.
What's the range? Range of 35. Give me a roll, please, Kiros.
Okie dokie. Oh, 49 plus 100.
It's really, really fast, but still not... Oops, I did the wrong sound effect before. I did a lightning bolt, didn't I? That was bad of me. This is the sound effect I should have given you. This is the sound effect. There you go.
Love it.
Whack! And that one does hit. Not a massive injury. 7 and a B. Roll the crit, please.
26.
26. Wallop. You do it another 5 hits. Yeah, it's taken a chunk. Okay, Nick, that is the end of the round. Initiative. Rolling initiative. This one here moves around the corner and out of your field of vision. Very wobbly, so does this one. You don't know where they've gone. Nathaniel.
I think you should probably suggest that we move on.
Okay. Let's go through the rest of this rounds and let's see what, in case anybody else does anything else. Other than suggesting that, does she do anything else?
Opportunity to protect herself if something should fly at her.
Okay.
But otherwise, move as a group. Yeah.
Okay, sure. Leif, you are still stunned.
He'll, if he can talk, he'll. I'm assuming he can talk, and he'll
Yeah.
agree. Time to go. But I'm feeling I'm still. Whoa.
Okay. Etienne, you are no longer stunned.
Yeah, he concurs. That's a good idea. Says, can everybody move?
Okay. Keros?
Is sad that there's no more ice bolts, but happy to go with the party majority. Yeah.
Okay. Next up, Grey.
Yep, he's happy to get away from these creepy little things.
Okay. Demos?
Also keen, he wants to try and find something that's not in the air that he can stab.
Mithan and then finally Tarquin. Anything from either of you guys?
Tarquin wants to have a better look around.
Okay. Yep.
So use 70% of his action to actually have a proper look around.
Sure thing. Give me a roll, please.
54.
54. Plus what's his
98.
98. And he's using
70% of
yeah,
his action. That's
yep.
what it looks like, isn't it?
Yep.
So mostly interested in the sky, but the ground all over the place.
Sure. I mean, it is, as mentioned, it is very hard to see much far in front of you, but because of all of this ash and just general kind of mist, etc. But nothing above you, other than I'm not quite sure where Wingy hangs out, but maybe, I don't know where Wingy is. But nothing you can see, Tarquin.
Okay. The second thing he wants to do, I'm not really sure this is an action of rounds, but he wants to interrogate his demon and devil lord. What he wants to know is, does he know what these spooky things are? I liked Graham's description of a banshee, but he wants to know if he actually can identify exactly what they are.
Yeah, sure.
Most of the time he can see if there's a weakness they've got.
Yeah, definitely. Give me a roll, please.
67.
67. It is masked. And what's his skill?
Yeah, a measly 28.
No, he doesn't know. He doesn't have any further information.
Thanks, Chris.
Sure.
Other than that, he'll do what the party thinks is best.
Cool. And finally, Mython?
She'd want to pick up her bow, and I suppose suggest anyone pick up anything else that was dropped.
Yep.
And we'll happy to move on.
Okay. Into the rounds. And yes. Yeah, Leif, you're still feeling pretty wobbly, and you can only walk a very short distance.
He'll ask for assistance, and Mithan will help support him and see if we can get him to move faster.
Okay.
Support if he needs someone else, she'll enlist help from someone else.
Yeah.
Nothing will help.
Yeah, you can kind of steady him, but he's still you're operating at 25% activity, so you're slow. Yeah, so you can have people kind of steady him, but you're moving very slowly. What direction? Where do you go?
What if one takes the legs and one takes the arms?
I think you were following your way around the outer wall. Is that right?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yes, I think carrying him like that, I think would be a bit more of a burden. I don't know. Yeah, so we're sort of it's I suppose good to be close to the wall because we've at least got a wall at our back.
All right. So the body of this thing, it hasn't moved since it's plummeted down from Keros's ice bolt. Is here. Do you do or interact with it in any way? Anything I should know about it?
Asking, do demons regenerate? Someone with demon law.
Yeah. Does
So
anyone know?
I've already interrogated my demon and devil and it come up blank. Sorry.
Yeah, this is a very general question.
Mm.
I like do
Can I do it again, Chris?
Sure, yeah,
Very-
yeah.
very
Yep. Give
question
me,
in mind.
yep, give me a roll.
Yeah, 67 again. That's weird.
Again. Yeah, okay. It's a pretty generic question. Should get into the habit of putting all information into your chat, so I'm going to do that. Coming into Tarquin, your chat. You can see that? Can't see that. Coming into you, I'm just typing now, I'll be with you in a second.
One shotgun. More people here. Yeah.
Just getting a bit of background noise on an open mic. Yeah, nice. Thank you.
Of course, foolishly, Tarquin should have tried to use his seduction skill on these things. Didn't occur to me at the time.
Bit of information for you, Tarquin.
Okay, so
Yep.
So I think Tarquin would tell the party it's his view that demons, as a general rule, do degenerate, and so if we think this is a demon, we should probably do something about that. Post haste.
Take its head.
Okay. So.
If you take a sword.
Yep.
And lop its head off.
Okay, done. Yeah.
Then,
there's no blood, by the way.
Okay.
And I think Tarquin at this junction
we
might just.
burn it?
So I'll take the head, and then once we've walked.
Hello?
Sorry, I lost you, Graham.
He'll take the head. Once we walk along a bit, quite a long way around there, he'll then lob it over the battlements.
Okay. Cool. Anybody else doing anything I need to be aware of?
Tarquin might tell the party that he's got a spell that they may know he has, which means he can change his appearance. And he can now change his appearance to look like one of these things. So if he does it, he'll try and give them notice, but please don't kill him if he does.
Cool. Good to have the warning. Leif will thank Eros if he's aware of sort of her doing the damage sort of thing. We'll thank everyone in general, but particularly be aiming that at Keros for job well done.
3 from 3 for Keros. Okay, great. Duly noted. You've taken the head off. Tell me what you're doing, please.
I guess sort of in as much of the same formation, going at Leif's speed, unfortunately, making our way around close to the wall. Just so we don't go wandering out into the mist.
Okay.
Being defensive, and I suppose we're all looking in all directions all at once.
Sure.
And I assume weapons out. I don't want to be speaking for anyone else, but
okay. You continue along the walls of Tarignev, and this is the outer wall here. Every now and then, there are just strange noises. Pipes. Sounds like voices. And again you hear distant sound of children. They're distorted, kind of all around you. They sound like they're playing. And then just inexplicably stop. As does the sound of the choir.
Tarquin will be perceiving all the time, but at any change, he's going to be essentially looking like crazy to see what he can see. So if there's a change, he's going to stop and just perceive like mad. He knows his perception is really good.
Sure thing, duly noted. Continue your way along the wall. Quite a lot of foliage here. You can see hopefully you can see the green on screen. These decaying, very very sickly looking palms. Just some images for you, if you recall. You haven't seen anything large, by the way. So I think I described, but if I didn't, just doing it again. No, there's no large structures. Most of what you see is at this height. You can see there, kind of the wall, for example, that you were, the ruins that you were going through. There was nothing higher than this. There's nothing, for example, this high. But you can see here just these kind of grim bits of either moss or vine or creeper, the occasional tree, scrubby kind of palm, kind of looks half poisoned and sickly and grim, and everything is just covered in ash. And that image there is quite a good depiction of how hard it is to see. You can probably actually you can see a bit further than you can in reality in terms of the distance that you can see. But that background there, that's just what you're surrounded by. You're walking through mist and fog and ash. It is really difficult to see much further in front of you. Continuing along the wall, again some more vegetation as mentioned, bits of ruin and rubble. Tarquin, you're peering out as is everybody, but you're particularly keeping your eyes peeled. I will ask for a perception roll from yourself and your next highest perceiver, please. Give me a roll.
Maybe Mithan at 88.
Yep, give me a roll. So Tarquin first and then Mithan.
Right, Tarquin rolled 66.
Cool.
And I'm happy to save that for our next battle if you like, Chris, and roll again.
Cool. And Mithan, please.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Someone else at 34.
Okay. Other than what what I've just described, pretty much that for you, Tarquin. Mithan, you do notice something, and that is you think you saw one of these creepy birds, which is you saw several of them up on the walls. You can't be sure, but you think you've seen it move. We've seen something move up there, up on the walls.
So she does see birds.
She thinks it was one of these. So up here.
Yeah.
So this is this massive 50-foot wall. It's huge, massive wall of the city. And you thought you saw some movement up here, and you thought it might have been one of these. You can't be sure. You didn't get a very good look at it.
But looking along the wall, there aren't other birds. It's just that one. Okay, yeah. And okay, cool. And she'll absolutely share that and say, let's keep our watch up onto that part as well, because
Tarquin might suggest that Mithan points out exactly where that bird is, and if he can see it with his very good perception, he'd maximally prepare and cast confusion on it.
Okay.
Sure. She'll point it out.
Does he see it, Chris?
Give me a roll.
Oh, 100. I want to save that roll for later.
Plus, okay. Tarquin, you can't see what Mython was talking about.
I guess if he can't see it, he can't cast. Although I'm not quite sure how you want to play this, right? So from this particular spell prevents something from acting. So in Tarquin's mind, he is wondering if this birdie essentially is watching them and then talking to these spooky banshee things or others, right? So spending a bit of time noticing this thing and being able to cast a spell on it to prevent it acting seems important. I don't want to game the game, but he'd look hard. And I mean, if you just want to stick, that's fine. I'm happy with it just to be. But that's the logic in his head.
Can't see anything.
Okay. Well, he'd suggest maybe they try moving closer or something so he can and explain his logic for that to the party to see if there's a better place that we can get an angle on this thing.
If we should do that, but I reckon we should keep moving. But if he wants to keep a close eye on the top of the wall, I think it's good.
Yeah, I reckon let's just try and get to this building now.
Okay. Tarquin, are you doing anything else I need to be aware of?
No, I'm happy with that. He's going to be constant. I mean, he'll keep perceiving, but he's going to be looking as the party moves to see if he can spot this thing.
Sure.
And if he can, he'll stop maximally prepare and cast confusion on it.
Sure. You continue along base of the wall. Not a lot of ruins here. More just trees and undergrowth. Although you can spot a mouldering wall again, very short, about waist high up there. On a bit further, and we have reached the edge of the map. 1 second, and the GM will load the next map. One thing, by the way, it's been an interesting. I was meant to say this before we jumped into the game. It's an interesting process to map a city. It's one thing to come up with a battle map of a tomb or perhaps a house or something. Mapping a city is an interesting one. So yeah, bear with me for a second while the GM does some map swapping. Have a chat amongst yourselves about tactics and stuff. This might take a moment or so, and I'll be with you in a second.
So I guess the plan is, we could discuss this amongst ourselves. We do have an old map of the city. I'm sure it's all changed. The things we've got named on this map are docks, central walled area, island archipelago, arena, huge covered gazebo, intact palace / temple, red gate, and ruined building. We're just arbitrarily sort of heading for the one labelled ruined building by going sort of around the edge of the city, and we'll sort of maybe get close to it. But I guess our idea is we're wanting to find what the other group is really our goal, and or the library, if there's the ruins of a library. Is that so? I'm just thinking, out loud what our, I assume our party will have discussed this before, but does that sound like what we're doing? But we're sort of wanting to find a place where we can feel a bit defensible for a start.
Yeah, that sounds like a good summary.
Yeah, definitely.
But rather than striking out in the middle, going around.
And we're also looking for a sword, right?
Looking for the sword, absolutely. Yeah, sorry, don't forget that one. Sword to go with Kiros's dagger. Actually, I wonder if Kiros. Leif, I suppose we would have talked about this before, but Leif would mention again if there's an opportunity that he's imagining those things are a pair. So these are the weapons that were made to kill this baddie, basically. I can't remember his name, but the guy that they're going to bring back with their right, the Tarong people. These two weapons, the dagger that Kiros has got and the sword that we're hunting, I think were made together or made specifically to kill this guy. So I suppose if she can be aware of anything from the dagger, just keeping an, just gets a vibe from it, starts getting hot, starts vibrating, who knows what, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
And if the GM wanted to help with some information about the dagger,
Yeah.
Kira would be open to that.
Excellent. Okay. just been a roll better, hadn't you? All right. Here we-
Ouch.
Girls have been rolling really well.
Just be careful where those ice bolts land.
Indeed. Okay, so slightly different map, slightly different view, as mentioned. An interesting task to try to map a city. So there'll be a bit of dislocation from, hey, that map doesn't quite resemble that. Anyway, we'll just go with it. So you're here. You've come in the gates. Those are the two towers by the gate. You're walking along here. Very, very hard to see, I know.
So I got credits.
Ah, you do too. Whoops, I clicked the wrong one. Thank you. I thought I clicked the right one. There we go. Sorry, you missed that entire description, I'm assuming.
No, we had the orientation of the map.
Okay,
And we're walking along here.
So the towers are there. Ruined buildings, like foundations, wall-high buildings up to about here, and then the I don't know what you call it, mist, smoke, haze. You get to a place where it's a little bit less intense, and maybe a breeze has come through, and you get to see a little bit more of this god-awful city. And the scale, by the way, is very, very large. So that's 130 foot, 140 foot. These down here are the shells of buildings. The roofs have collapsed. Quite humble buildings from what you can make out. You do spot, however, and these two, here, here, and here, and here, and here, here, and here, and here, are just the crumbling remains of buildings, foundations, basically. For the first time, you spot some walls. About 105 or so feet off from where you are. My scale is right. Hang on, I might just check my scale on this, actually, guys. Further down this way, just while I do that, there are more intact kind of hovels would be a reasonable description down the edge of this wall. So that's the outer wall of the city, and kind of open ground here. And you can see walls. There's something on top of these walls. While all of this is kind of, no more than waist height at the most, these are intact. These walls are quite large. Yes, the GM's just going to check his scale. Second. Scale. Yeah, maybe that is right. Yep, okay, it is. Good. Okay, coming back to you. What do you do?
I mean, I suppose. Well, I reckon we just keep going further down. Keep an eye on that the intact building, but get further down. And I wonder, then you can see a little bit more of it. We might get more of a sense of what it is. Or do we want to start to venture towards it?
Do we want to go in and make sure it's not full of baddies or full of magic weapons for us?
Yeah.
We should go have a look, see, eh?
Search for short swords.
Demon slaying short sword.
Yeah, I'm keen for a demon slaying short bow, so yeah, that's right.
Stan needs a magical bow, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, I think we love a magical bow.
So let's go have a look in the building, the intact building, as a group.
It's not a building, it's walls.
Walls.
Yeah.
Well, easy to look in then.
Have a quick peek, maybe. What do you want? Nothing, or just have a quick look and come back.
Yeah, who's talking hides like 1 million, isn't it?
It's near to 1 million, yeah. I don't know whether these things just sense like undead. That's the only thing. I don't know if it makes any difference, but all right. Hell, she may as well just have a quick peek.
Okay. Just as you're having this quick conflab, Tarquin, it's you that you've been doing a lot of checking behind you. The mists part a little bit behind you, some 30 or 40 foot away, and you see this. All of you see this. Tarquin, you have an intake of breath, and your counterparts are alerted, and you see the following.
Directions?
Sorry? It would stand about half as high as about the height of a person, and it just shambles out of here. So you guys are in this area, and it just shambles out. What alerted you, Tarquin, was movement of this thing coming out here. Give you a.
Should we see if we can move away and just see if it follows? We don't want to get caught up in this. It might be wondering why we're all clinging to the ceiling.
It comes out of here, and then just starts moving. Whether it's noticed you or not, you're not sure. I mean, it does turn its head in your direction, but it doesn't seem to have any interest in you. It just continues going down there. It looks like. Yeah.
In Tarquin's place, he's got alcohol tolerance. I mean, that would make me feel pretty crook if I was hungover seeing that.
That's a good call. Yeah. Wow. Stuff of nightmares again.
Should we just keep moving along? Because we kind of know we want to go to the intact building, don't we? So maybe should we just keep going?
Yeah.
Should we leave like a trap or anything for it, or
a little present? I reckon just keep going. There's going to be an infinite number of these things wandering around. I think we just want to get to a building and encountering as few of them as possible.
Yeah.
And
defensible-ish position.
Yeah. So haven't hit any docks yet, have we?
No.
We're heading to the big building first, though, aren't we?
Let's check it. The walls. Yeah, let's check it. I reckon.
Okay. Let's go check that building going. And I guess we want to walk real quiet, right? Let's not attract attention to ourselves.
Well, I guess the rest of us cluster in shelter and out of the way, out of sight somewhere, and Nathan can continue. If we hunker down behind one of those ruined walls or something, just something somewhat out of sight.
All right, she'll just check the other side of that wall.
Okay.
Creeping.
Yeah, give me a stalk roll, please.
20.
20. This is unmasked. Plus. What's your bonus?
119.
Okay.
Oh, it's not going too. I just want to look at the other
Yeah,
side.
yeah,
of that
no, no,
wall.
yeah, I know.
Okay.
Just giving you.
I thought that was where I was going.
So she comes up. The walls are 15, maybe 20 foot high. They're grey. They're made from grey stone. What's slightly unusual about them is they have looks like the vertebrae of some kind of creature, spiky vertebrae atop the walls. So spikes, looks like bone affixed into the walls, 15 foot up. Peering inside, she doesn't go inside. Julie noted. Peering inside, she can notice the ruins of something there, and then the beginning of a larger and more intact building here. It's it's partially got a roof on it. This is from what you can make out, it's a very, very long building.
How does that correspond with the map, Pete?
I don't think it's on our map.
Okay.
Yep. So we've gone. If the map, top of the map is north, we've come south, and east of south is nothing. So.
Okay. So she'll head back and just ask the party whether they want to explore that structure or just keep going to the ruined building. What do you think? I mean, it's partially got a roof, so, you know.
We should go look to see if there's anything in it and to see if it's hiding baddies, surely. I mean, and either we could all go together, or one person could go stalking and hiding. Tarquin can cast a spell called Silent Step or something, so it can walk and be silent. I think it'd be crazy to let it go.
Yeah. Actually, can I just check, is Leif unstunned by now?
Oh, yes, he is.
Cool,
Yes.
thank you.
Well, I guess we could move to the entrance then, and then go a bit further in.
Yep, let's do that. I mean, even if we were to not, let's do that.
Okay, great. Thank you. GM is going to change map again. There will be a bit of this in this city, guys.
I don't like the way you just said great.
Oh, it's just nice.
I
nice
noticed. Hey?
Just nice you getting out and about and having a look around.
No distinct
He's been
tone
ages
change.
planning something nasty in here, hasn't he?
We should have just walked by, but here we
Well,
go.
we might. We're not going in. We'll just...
Not
we
staying.
the thing I was about to suggest is we could sort of skirt around this building.
I think he thinks it's great because we're going to find the massive stash of magical weapons in there.
Oh, I agree, including that magical sword drafter.
Yeah, the magical short sword, the magical short bow. Yep, our glasses of laser Superman vision. I mean, there's all sorts of
and
fun
ponies.
Stuff.
We need some ponies. There's been a distinct lack of ponies. Highlands ponies. Yeah, just saying.
We might find something with a head of a pony.
Yeah, I'm not.
Don't ruin it for me. You'll get your sword. You'll get your sword. I want my pony.
Talk amongst yourselves. Here we go. Nearly there. Not nearly there. There we go. No, other way. That's the way. Okay. Super. All right. Rather than doing this off camera, let's do this on camera. So this is the gap in the wall that you've come up. Again, the scale is very large, so your characters are there. They're just quite small. There's the gap as mentioned. The wall is 10 or 15, maybe 20 foot tall, grey stone with these strange spikes on top of it. Looks like, as I say, perhaps the spine of an animal. There are ruins and walls here, as mentioned, and further down here is this larger structure. So this is some kind of compound, walled-in compound thing by the looks of it. And you can make out the end. You can't actually see around that corner. But yeah, quite a long building here, and this wall continues down. Can't obviously see inside. What do you do? Resounding silence from the team.
Sorry, Nathaniel will offer to go ahead again, but not out of shrieking distance.
How far is that?
Well, 50 foot is about.
So we all we're coming in with her, is that right? And we will go along the wall while she's about 50 foot out from us until we sort of parallel to the. Does that? I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So if we're slinking along the wall, she's 50 foot out from us, and we'll just head right down. Yeah. Perhaps get a more front-on view of the building. Want to sort of gauge if we can get its purpose.
Mm-hmm.
By seeing more of it.
She's perceiving as she goes. If she perceives any movement, she'll drop to her haunches and just put her hand in the air.
Okay, sure. Could you give me a perception roll, please, in the other
79 plus 80 something. 82.
Okay. Yes, she does. Okay, so some information coming into your channel. You guys can see that, can't you? Yes, you can, but you can't see it if I do that. There we go. Coming. Okay, with you now, Graham. And
Okay, she'll back up.
Over here.
She'll back up.
Okay. She's here. Goes and joins her friends.
Maybe go the other way, chaps. Quickly and quietly. He'll whisper, freaky-looking woman, black eyes, with a crow on her shoulder.
Sorry, she saw a creepy back woman. Whereabouts?
The direction she's just been. So she's just maybe over there.
Yeah, there. Yep.
Oh, which way? Oh, okay. In that case, we'll keep going the way we're going.
Any direction?
Urge a little bit of, someone to look behind us.
Tarquin will do that. He'll keep a close eye on it.
Okay. And yeah, you now, Tarquin, see the following.
Yeah.
And she's looking at you, Tarquin, and she's just beckoning to you.
Why don't you go over and see what she wants?
Yeah, they've got nice hospitality in this city. They're quite welcoming.
Okay, Chris. I think what I want to do, if I can, is interrogate my history skill to see if I know who this person is.
Sure. Give me a roll, please.
83.
Plus
43.
Nothing. I mean, to be fair, you probably hadn't heard of Tarek Nev before you came to the free city of Landana. So, yeah, no idea, I'm afraid, Tarquin. But good try.
Okay, so he's going to tell the people that this lady clearly has seen us and is, suggesting I sneak over in a slightly siren-esque way, having read a bit of classics. But I think we just carry on. And he's going to... Oh, no, he can't prepare and move. We're busy walking this east, aren't we, on this map?
Mm-hmm.
Which we'll keep doing. He's going to keep an eye on this broad.
Okay. She, as you, as a group, continue walking on, this figure is just swallowed up by the mist, the ash. You continue on. Lots of flagstones, etc., under feet. You can just make out actually, perhaps on the map. There's the whitish color of the ash, but you can see underneath, these decaying flagstones of compound that you're in. Keep on moving.
Yeah, it's obviously if Neathanel's looking forward, doing her stalky, hidey, preppy, viewy thing, I'll be doing the looking backwards, viewy thing.
Okay.
Can I ask what the buildings? Are we getting any more information from looking at the building?
Yeah, it's very, very big. It's huge. To give you a sense of scale, the scale is correct on this map. That's 300 foot already. It's a very big building. And you notice, I actually gave some information away that I shouldn't have earlier on. It's only now that you notice that there is part of the roof still intact, and I'll show you that in a second. Just make sure I've got everybody. Yes. Yeah, you can see there the beginnings of the roof of this thing. So it's this area here of the building is unroofed, but there is a roof here.
So how many stories? Has it got columns, windows?
Sure, yep. It has. It appears to be one story. Yep. Sorry, I didn't describe it very well, did It appears to be one story. It's got windows, quite a number of them, evenly spaced, made from stone, evenly spaced at the top. So it would have let in a lot of light at the top, quite relatively narrow, about I don't know if you can see on camera, about that wide, and maybe 4 or 5 feet tall, but they're at the very top.
And how tall is it? It's quite a. I mean, it's a one-story building, but quite a tall.
Reasonably tall, yeah. It would be 20 foot, perhaps.
Cool.
And
But
again,
not windows. Yeah. Cool.
again, more roof here. And you're still in this compound. So the wall along here with these strange vertebrae, bony kind of vertebrae sticking out of the top of the wall, is running down here, and you can see there more of the roof of this building as you come down.
Just to check as well, I was expecting another gap in our southward wall, because on the other map it sort of seemed to have 2 gaps in the wall, but no, nothing. Okay, cool.
There's another gap there.
Oh, yep. Phew, okay.
And then you reach the end of this building. It's a corner. About there. Still no sign of how to get inside this building.
So Nathan will creep up to the corner there of the building above and just have a little peek around this side. Stalking.
Yep. You see a gaping depression in the ground here, and the remains of a stone building here. Further up, there's the corner of the building that you've been following. That there is just a very, very large hole in the ground with rubble strewn around it.
Okay. She'll go back and explain that and suggest they kind of go up, keeping close to the building wall, away from the pit.
Okay.
Being as quiet as we can.
Others? Anybody else doing anything? Saying anything? Okay.
Right. All good.
Continue on. She go. Yeah. No, because she is my. There she is.
A little peeky around the side.
Sure. Bit more of a view. Again, depressions, pits over here, bits of rubble, and yeah, this building goes further down this way.
There's no canal on the map, is there, Pete?
No.
Just space.
I mean, the map's got a lot of detail, and it's an old map, so I imagine it's changed or it wasn't accurate or whatever. I don't, but no, not in the direction I think we've gone anyway.
All right, so should we round the corner and just complete a circumnavigation of the building? Keeping close to the building wall.
Yep.
I think we might have gone the wrong way around.
Down here, let me just collect the rest of you. Yeah, open grounds out here from what you can see. And finally here, you see, Neathanel, a doorway.
Okay. Creep up to the doorway and just have a little pokey head around the edge.
Sure. So, two massive doors once stood here. They have been completely. One has completely broken and fallen down a long time ago. The other is the furthest from you. It's this one here. Is still on its hinges, but barely. Massive oaken doors. Inside here, Niathanal, you see charred tables, benches, and chairs lying decay on the floor. A lot of tables, a lot of chairs, wooden tables, wooden chairs, and benches. The roof has gone and has caved in. All the way down here, but is intact here. It's dust and ash, chains, other bits and pieces. Detritus.
Okay. All right, should we go and check out what's under the roof?
Yep.
Yeah, Tarquin's keen to go and have a little look-see.
Yeah.
Defo.
You all going?
I think so,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just before we do that, Chris, just in the doorway, I guess Tarquin will want to have a really good thorough look into the bit that is still blacked out on the map outside.
Sure.
So is there other creepy crawlies out there who we just might want to be mindful of
Give me
before we head into an enclosed space?
Sure. Give me a roll, please.
Oh, hang on just 1 second, sorry.
Oh, can Mathan do the roll as well? I just,
Yeah.
Or
59, Chris.
59. Cool.
63 for Mathan.
Cool. Tarquin, you don't see anything, but Mithun, you do. You make out some shapes over here. They're two, maybe three of them. They're not massive. They're about half the height of human. You can't quite see what they are. They're not moving.
Not moving. She will point those out and suggest that we hold and just double check.
Okay.
So you'll point them out to two people.
When you say check, give me something to act on.
Sorry, what I mean is everyone else doing a perception roll and looking in that direction if possible.
Okay.
Like,
Peering out. Where are they on my map? There. Probably a bit overlarged actually here. A couple of chariots.
I reckon duck in the doorway and then just peek out around the corner and see if they're coming towards us.
They're stationary. They're actually really massively large. The scale on this map's a bit out of whack. They're human sized. Those are too large on the actual size. But yeah, they're just stationary. Two stationary chariots.
Are they in good condition, or are they all?
You haven't got close enough yet, so you couldn't tell.
I reckon if we can, as much as we can avoid, but at the moment it's probably good, right? So
Yeah.
we're not going to clear the city of everything. So
Yeah.
should we just duck into the doorway and just hold there and just see if they advance by somebody peeking around the corner?
Yep.
Meanwhile, I will peek down the other way just to make sure nothing's coming out under the roof.
Grace gonna sniff if he can smell any ponies, because chariots pulled by ponies.
Give me a roll, please. Yeah, give me a roll.
Smooth.
91. Damn it.
Oh, roll again.
Ooh. 33.
And what's his perception, please?
49.
No ponies.
No pony.
You smell rot and decay. Might perhaps even get a whiff of ancient food, perhaps, maybe. But no ponies.
Damn. Sorry, Keros.
And you're looking down here, under the roof.
Just keeping an eye out that way, and if we're certain they're not following, then we'll have maybe we should continue on if that's all right with everyone. Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Continue on. Yeah, where? What are you looking at? What are you doing?
Under the roof. Under the roof.
Sure. So under the roof, the same. And you can see under there, of course. Just more trestle tables. Lots and lots of trestle tables and tables. Demos, give me a roll, please. Give me a memory check.
Yep, will do. 52.
52. What's his memory?
Ooh, good question. What is your memory, Demos? His memory is +2.
+2. Demos, you've been in a lot of places like this. You'd say it's a mess hall.
He was just thinking that. He's going to say that to the group. He thinks this could have been a mess hole back in the day. Could explain the rotten food smell they're smelling.
Nathaniel would just like to do a sweep of it, just checking there's nothing else that she can see amongst
Sure
the
thing.
tables. Yes.
Yeah, sure thing. Give me a roll, please.
11
could be really good.
plus 82.
Oh, roll again, please.
37. It's 82.
Plus 82. Okay. No, doesn't. She finds a broken knife. Just appears to be an eating knife, rusted and decaying. Fork, bit of a piece of crockery, quite a bit, a few pieces of crockery, but nothing of value.
And she obviously saw the far wall, so there's just the dead end there, right?
Yes. So there's one entrance in, one entrance out. All of it is just a collection. There's a small stage down the centre, I should have said, but nothing else other than charred tables, benches, and chairs.
And could is it a door that's come off? It's big, but could it be jammed back into place or not?
No. It's smashed as well.
And how wide is the?
How wide is it?
The opening, the door.
It's big. 27 foot.
That's beyond a wall that we could magic. They're 20 feet, aren't they? Okay. Have a quick look at the stage. Just check there's nothing underneath it.
Can't see anything.
Okay. Should we just continue in the way? Now, the trouble is, do we want to walk past the stationary people or go back round? I guess potentially just go back the way we went, cross over the hole in the ground and keep going that way. Would that be right?
Stationary people with chariots.
Oh, they weren't actually.
So not people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, good question. So we can go back to our wall hugging of the city walls.
Probably it's easier there not to get lost, right?
I guess so.
Should we go via the chariots, have a quick look at those, check there's nothing in the back of them?
If we round that end of the building, we go past Raven Lady, though, don't we?
How far was she? Where did we see her?
She was sort of towards the end of where the stage was, yeah?
Okay, well, maybe we could have a quick look at the chariots and then go back the way we came and then cross over the hole in the ground and then go back towards the all that way.
Mhm.
Is that okay with everyone?
Cool.
Can we have a quick look at the chariots?
Sure. Bit more information.
Are they burned?
See. There's another building there. No, sorry, more of a wall. More of the wall there with the strange kind of vertebrae on it. There's some columns, stone columns, 4 stone columns there, and some kind of track, you notice. So you come out here. Looks like wheels.
Yep.
The chariots themselves are old, decrepit. They're not nearly as big as that, so they're normal size chariots. And yes, decayed, rotting, useless. Haven't been used in a long time.
No weapons in them.
No weapons in them. You do get a break again in the gloom. You see a little bit more of this area. Yeah, there's definitely some kind of ring here. Some kind of track. There's another column there. You spot a building, a decaying building there, and another building just over here. Just catch the glimpse of it there.
I wonder if we cut through this arena, landing ground, whatever it is, and try and go out the other side of it, because that sort of would be.
Well, it sounds like we're getting towards this is more the center of the city. This would be what the Circus Maximus, or whatever they call it. Which are usually kind of long and oval, aren't they? So we could, I guess, go down the end of it.
Yeah, why don't we at least? I mean, if it's a completely walled arena, then why don't we at least go around all of the walls? Yeah.
Okay.
Because.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if we go to the wall to the left and continue up, I think same plan. Please.
Okay. There's a building, the remains of a building, there, and there. What's curious about this is, and you can peer inside. It's mostly collapsed and falling to bits. There are a couple of very large cages in the back, huge metal cages. They're closed, and there's bones strewn throughout the cages. All manner of bones, but you can definitely see a couple of human skulls for sure.
No weapons or anything. No, nothing metallic. Or...
No.
All right, should we keep going eastwards then?
Around here, this building is intact, relatively intact. It's got a roof. It's set directly on the wall.
It's going.
It's quite a long, relatively low. It's only about 10 or 15 foot high. Stone, very limited number of windows. The door is gone. The door is long gone. It's lying out here. It's in the middle of the grounds, lying about here. Yeah.
You have to have a peek around the door.
Sure.
Way.
Sure. Hung in racks on the rear of the wall are dozens of weapons. There are swords and axes. There are rounds, target shields. There are gladiator nets. There's some tridents. There's a massive bin you can see with hundreds of arrows. There are several coats of chainmail and some plate armor. All, yeah, not in great repair from the limited amounts you can see peering through the doorway.
Nathra will let the party know and asks, has anybody got kind of some sort of spell that can detect magic? Like, I know that Jada has something, but does anybody have any means of? I guess otherwise, maybe do a search of the
Right.
room.
Yeah, Gray has detect traps, but he has to be touching things to be able to do that.
Should we search? Should we conduct a search of this room for any weapon that doesn't look completely buggered?
Yep.
Yes.
Or armor, or whatever it is.
Yep.
Okay. Who wants to do some looking, please?
So I might suggest that Tarquin stands guard at the door because he can perceive out if anyone comes, and that'll leave others to go.
Rest of us just do some cursory searching.
Yep, Mithan wait at the door perceiving, and so will Leif.
Sure.
All right. In that case, Etienne and Nathan will look around.
Okay. What's Keros doing, please?
Although, actually, yeah, no, that's good. Yeah.
Keros can do some perceiving as well. She might stay near the door also.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be good if we're going to have a bit of a party searching. It might be.
Yeah, Chris, can I ask a sort of technical question? For someone like Keros, who's a full spell user, does that give them any sort of inherent capacity to understand things that might be magic?
Really good question. Yeah. There is a skill called power perception that you can get. Keros does not have it. But so yes, there is a skill, but people don't have it. Well, actually, no one has it. I shouldn't have singled out Keros there. No one has it. Attunement would be the best thing to determine if something is magic, but you don't obviously know. Yeah, there are many items in this room.
I guess you said most of them are looking to crap out. I suppose we're looking for something that hasn't decayed.
Yeah, got it. Cool. So who's doing some looking, please?
Well, I think probably, definitely my two characters are. Do we need so many people on the door?
No. In that case, Tarquin will go look too. He'll use his perception skills to look for bright, sparkly, magical weapons.
Cool. Give me a roll, please, Tarquin. We'll get a roll from Etienne and Nathan too.
98.
98. What's the skill?
No, 98, and his skill is 98. There's a nice symmetry there. And he knows exactly what he's looking for.
Cool. Okay, and first Etienne, and then Nathan.
Yep. 29 plus 82. And I think if someone could swap with Etienne, please, because his perception's not that great. So somebody's got a good perception and that could look would be helpful.
Gray doesn't have great perception. It's 49, but he can smell quite well, so he's happy to have a sniff around.
Mithan, can you have a look, do you think?
Sure. Mithan will swap out for Etienne. Sure.
Cool. Give me a roll, please, Mithan.
$48.
And what's her skill?
88.
Cool. Tarquin, you don't spot anything, but nothing in particular. But yes, both Niathanal and Mithan, you have a bit more luck. The first thing that you note, rummaging through all these items, is the vast majority of them, but almost all of them, are blunt. Deliberately blunted. However, you, Mithan and a combination of methane and neathanol, you do find 3 great swords, so 3 two-handed swords, which are sharp and in reasonable repair. They're slightly a little bit rusted, but still functional. You find a single short sword, which is also in decent enough repair and sharp. You find a couple of great axes. You find some of the arrows. There are around 40 or so arrows that are usable out of the. There's at least, you think there's at least 1,000 arrows in this bin, but most of them, their fletchings have fallen off, they're warped and twisted. But there's 40 arrows there that are usable. If anybody wanted to replace, some chain armor, which would chain burnies, so just a simple, almost like a t-shirt of chain armor. 3 of those, and a gladiator net, which is workable, usable.
Mathan will take some of the arrows. We'll swap. Yeah, we'll replenish your arrows, please.
Sure. Yep.
And Nathan will take the short sword.
Hmm?
I mean,
Can I just check?
Hey,
Graham, does
Sorry, go, Giles. No, sorry, go. No. So I thought you were asking me something, Giles. Go for it. You were going to ask Graham something.
I'm happy to wait until Graham's finished saying what his characters are doing. It's all good.
I was just going to say, when we've come across magical weapons in the past, did they appear sort of to be more pristine than non-magical weapons when we've found them lying around places?
No, not necessarily. No.
Well, I'll take it with her, and then, in terms of attunement, can you do a sort of cursory attunement that doesn't take very long, just to ascertain whether it's magic or not?
Yeah, sure. You have a negative on the attunement on the roll.
All right, so that's not going to help.
You can.
Go on, Pete.
I'm just going to say, Mathan would offer to do that if that's what Neathanol's thinking about. Like, Mathan would say, well, she's not intending to ever use the short sword. She can risk not ever being able to use it and not tuning it by having a quick go. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
So you get a negative 20 for less than an hour on attuning.
Yeah. Yeah, which will just spend a couple of minutes just to see if she can get a vibe. If that's
sure. Yeah.
I mean, or Mathan's not. Yeah, sure. Yeah, have a go, but she's not even very good at all. But 65 was her roll.
Mm-hmm. And what's her skill?
18.
You think it's a sword?
She'll pass that on.
Yeah, I guess good chat. That's probably inconclusive, right? So she might as well just keep it for now, and at the end of the day, if anyone's got any PowerPoints and time, rather, maybe they could have another go. But she'll just keep it.
Okay.
For now.
Okay, sure.
Bit desperate.
Giles, you're going to say something before. Okay. What are people doing?
Demos would quite like the gladiator net.
Okay, sure. So you would, you would treat it as a +10 bowler. Actually, no, there's an attack table for a net, I think. So you'd train in it as you would any weapon. Is there a net? Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a attack table for it. There's an attack table for pretty much everything. Where is my book? There it is. Gladiator net. 53. Yep. You now have a net. It weighs. So it does a tough rope net with metal weights around its edges. The gladiator net is used to entangle opponents and can be thrown. Critical result indicates an effect for a number of rounds, requires the weapon continues to be employed for that period to maintain and hold. New attack rolls are not required to maintain hold. At the end of that period, the target will be free from the hold. If the attacker ceases employing the weapon or ends the hold, the critical effect ends and the weapon may then be used to make another attack. And it uses a grapple. Critical. There you go. There you go. It weighs 8 pounds. Please mark it down.
Presumably that requires a skill to use, though.
Correct.
Yeah.
Would he need to meet someone, I guess, who could teach him how to use it, I guess? Or could he just do it by practice?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. So weapon training is not so rigorous as it is as spell training, and the assumption is with some practice, exactly as he said, he could get himself half decent at it.
Cool. Yeah, I think he'd be keen to try and use it to, like, if any more flying monsters, he could maybe trap them in the net.
Sure thing.
All right.
Tarquin will replenish his arrows.
Sure thing.
With any other.
Yep. Done.
Should we get on our way then? Keep moving eastwards along the Hippodrome side.
Yep, sounds good.
Okay. So yes, indeed, this is a ring that you can make out. You can make out the tracks there. Here, there's another depression in the ground. Oops. Here, there's an opening in the wall. So the wall continues along here.
We don't really want to go up there, do we, Pete?
Actually, that's sort of. Actually, why don't we post them? If I post the map, if I've got. Oh, actually, the map should be already in there. Where is it?
Oh yeah.
There we are. So it's in the party intel lore channel. Just just scroll up a little bit. There's pictures of stuff, and so we're looking at the map of Taraknev, which has got the blue. It's blue and beige. We've come in at number. And what am I doing? Copy image. I'm pasting it into the channel.
So might we be brushing up against the central walled area?
Possibly. Yeah.
So if we go east, we might hit 8. Maybe. We haven't come that far south, though, have we?
Yeah. So, yeah. So this exit that we're just looking at is facing east, from my reckoning, on the map.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Well, we came in 7.
Oh, that's
which
correct.
was
Yeah,
from the
yeah.
west. We went south.
All right.
Then we went south. We saw the building to our east. We went east.
Okay.
Yeah, and have gone around the building to the south, around and then east, and then have gone. Yeah.
Okay.
So if we were going out that gate, we might be heading in the direction of 8-ish.
All right. Let's do that then. Is that all right with everyone else?
Yep.
Sorry, I'm just gonna paste that map in there.
Okay. So that was a decision to do.
Check it out. Nathaniel again. Poke our head round the corner. Have a look in. Check the coast is clear. By the way, that building we were just in, could we have secured the door to that?
No, as described, the doors were off their hinges and lying on the.
Oh yeah, no. Could we have I mean, is it something that could be barricaded to our estimation?
You could get racks from inside the room. Yep. You could also, if you wanted to, there was plenty of decaying, crumbling furniture in the other place, tables, chairs, etc. Put a barricade in front of the door, definitely. But putting the door back on its hinges, not possible unless you've got carpentry and tools.
I don't know. Just worth considering that there's a potential place to rest if we can't find anyone else.
Yeah, good plan.
Okay.
Who's got the best sense of direction? It's probably, was it Nathan?
I don't know. Leif's got a plus 27 in direction sense skill.
Is it worth him just sketching out as we go, you know?
Does tracking help, or is that not really that?
No, tracking is reading
Following.
tracks. Yeah, reading tracks.
Yeah, Leif's happy to have a. Well, I don't know if it's exactly right. Wandering around with a on the back of the map sort of thing. I don't know if it's sort of. He'd rather have a sword in his hand rather than a.
Well,
I mean,
as far as I remember so far, is it?
Well, but I suppose we can stop and take notes. Make a defensive ring sort of thing, and make a write notes and a sketch of where we've come so far periodically, sort of thing. Yeah, if we want, I think we should do that. Just do it. Keep a brief thing. Doesn't take long.
All right, have a quick look.
Okay. More ruins, waist-high ruins. Quite a complex building. This does, however, have a roof. It was once a 2-story place. The top story has collapsed, but the bottom story is intact, and you have a roof above you, or the floorboards of the previous story above you, and there is a working door as well, vaguely working door.
All right. Well, Nathan will kind of sneak up if people can keep looking left and right.
Yep.
Peering inside, it's covered. Everything's covered in ash, of course. Appears to have some kind of bar in it, and seating areas, tables overturned and broken. A couple of booths. There's bottles and glasses and things and smashed on the floor.
Noted, a good place we can barricade ourselves in there.
It's just this one here. The rest are ruined.
Okay. Should a cursory look around for anything interesting?
Glass crunches under your foot, but other than that, nothing.
Okay. Should we just go to the right around these buildings?
Yep.
Following the same way then, Chris. So
Sure.
So just try and get round them to the right.
Yep. More ruins here. Completely destroyed in this case. Nothing really standing here. Been a lot of violence. A lot of stuff is burnt as well. Hard to even make out what these buildings once were. Just rubble and occasional timber and beams and things like that. Moving around here, some kind of amphitheater. Seating.
Ooh. Like a kind of forum or something like that? Or?
Yeah. Well, perhaps these appear to be steps going up, and there are places to sit. There is yeah, they look like seats. And there's a stage or something here, perhaps.
Do you just have a little peek?
I'm assuming yes. I'm not hearing anything else.
Sorry, yes.
Okay. Yeah. So it's looking inside. Where is Neathel? Yeah, looking inside. It's an open air amphitheater. So there's some kind of stage in the center, more seating here, but tiered seating there, and then steps that go up to like a walled colonnade.
Interesting.
Lots of ground husks of peanuts and other things strewn around.
And no sort of trapdoors or way down under the stage or
Nothing.
What do you think? Do you want to look at the colonnade or just keep going?
I think so. Let's have a look at the colonnade.
Okay. It's quite high, so you climb up one step, 2 steps, 3 steps, and then there's another 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're actually up probably some 20 foot up, 20, 30 foot up. And it's just this long, reasonably empty, corridor.
No.
There were what appeared to be it's open air, although you can just make out the remains of timber above you. It probably once had a roof, and it looks like there were stalls or something down here. You can see this kind of tattered material that might have been an awning on the front of a little stand. Broken boxes. There's lots of pottery and things smashed and broken, and quite a number of skeletons here as well. It goes down quite some way, and it goes down out of your field of view.
No writing on the walls, writing on anywhere.
Nothing.
Maybe this is one to come back to once we've checked out that ruined building.
Yeah. Can we see over the side of it?
No, it's too high.
It's too high. Cool. Okay.
This would obviously lead into the center of the city. But we would still want to go for our ruined building.
I don't see why we're going for the ruined building, really, apart from just sort of establish where we are on the map. But I mean, we've found what we wanted, which is a defensible place. So, I mean, perhaps we call off that further search. Like, you know what I mean?
Fundamentally, we need to look everywhere till we find stabby, right?
Uh-huh.
So,
All right, should we go down the end of the corridor then?
Yeah.
Okay, Gnathan will creep ahead again.
Okay. Okay, give me a stalk, please, Neathel.
$99.
Cool. She is super duper duper quiet. Get down to here, and there's a break in the wall here and here, and you can see out. So you're quite high. The wall's just kind of crumbled away. Definitely over here, peering out, There's more intact buildings over there. Definitely more. Yeah, definitely more intact. And the rest of the colonnades continues and has just broken up at the end. This here gets to about there, and then it's just collapsed. So the stonework has gone, and there's just this massive pile of rubble 30 foot down. And the remains of, you can just make out the remains of some stairs going up the other end. Definitely more skeletons down here too.
Should we check out those buildings? That suit everybody?
So yeah, so we can actually get down, or is this so those gaps are high?
No, those are high. You'd need to get 30 foot down somehow.
Sorry, is it a sheer drop, Chris, or is it like a
It's a sheer
down?
No, it's a sheer drop. Yeah, it's straight down 30 foot.
Would we float ourselves down?
Seems a bit of a waste of PowerPoints, doesn't it? But we could just walk around. Unless we go back to the steps and just walk around, right?
Let's do that. Yeah. No, I just think it's good to be able to always be able to retreat.
Go back to the little forum-y place with the stage and just see if we can
Go around
bank,
the side.
go do a UE and.
Okay. Keros is very quiet. Anything from Keros? Doing anything?
Just listening and watching. I'm not very good at maps and. I'm sorry, Keros is not very good at maps and navigating.
Okay. So yes, these buildings here are ruined, but the intact buildings that you saw, Nathanal, are here. Several of them. It's a larger intact building there with a roof. But these ones here are 2 stories, and they seem in pretty good condition. Or better condition.
All right, would you like to sort of creep up away from any window? Are there windows?
There are windows, yep. They appear to be houses.
Okay. So she just wants to creep up away from windows and doors and just have a listen
Mm-hmm.
To the nearest one.
Mm-hmm.
And
Roll.
A roll, did you say?
Yes, please.
99. Oh, no, 13.
13.
Plus 129.
Cool. 129 for perception.
No. Oh, you said perception. Sorry, I thought that was stalking. For perception, it's 82.
She doesn't hear anything.
Okay. Are the windows got glass, or what are those?
They once had glass. It's broken.
Okay, she's just gonna have a little head peek through one of the windows.
Yeah, appears to be a home. Could you give me a roll of a d6, please?
I like that. 3.
Okay. She notices in this first room, it appears to be some kind of sitting room or something. There's quite a decent-sized brass chest.
Okay. She waves the rest of the crew over.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a door?
There is a door.
Okay. Check for trap on the door.
Sure, give me a roll.
77.
What's her skill?
Plus 65.
Doesn't think it's trapped.
Okay, standing aside from the door.
Mm-hmm.
Pushes it open.
Okay. what's happened?
Etienne will take out his sword. Actually, his new sword.
Door opens.
Nothing comes out.
Nope.
Spirit. All right. Shall have a little peek in?
Okay. Does
Has
that
she
mean
now seen the
does that mean?
entirety of the room?
Yes, she has. Yep.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, Etienne will come forward and walk into the room with his sword out. His new sword.
Okay. He does so.
Okay, and then Niafnol and someone else with amazing perception, perhaps she'll approach the chest
Mm-hmm.
and then detect traps on the chest.
Sure thing. So this room is some kind of sitting room. There's a fireplace, which is a fireplace. There's the remains of some chairs. There's a table, remains of a table, smashed, broken, burnt. There's broken crockery underfoot. She and Etienne are standing in the room.
She'd like to check traps on the chest.
Give me a roll, please.
77 again. Oh no, sorry, it's delayed. 13 plus 65.
She doesn't detect anything on the chest.
Standing behind the chest, or to the side of the chest rather, with no one standing in front of it, will it lift up?
Does she open it? She attempts to. Yep. It opens.
Is there anything inside?
There is. There's material.
Okay.
Yeah. Blue material.
Okay. She pulls it out.
Sure. She pulls out two blue cloaks. They're in great condition, but they're serviceable. They could be worn. There's also in there a fox stole, a pair of polished black dress boots, and a medal. The medal's got some writing on it.
Okay, well, she'll collect all that up, and maybe when we're stopping, we can check that out. Is that all right, guys?
Yeah, there's a read rune skill. I don't know if anybody else does. He could take a quick look at the medal and see if he could read the runes.
Sure.
I don't know. Does it work? I mean, it won't take any time, right?
Give me a roll.
16.
And what's the skill?
I just had in my head 1 second ago. Sorry, Chris. Where the hell did it go? 25.
Don't know what it says.
Does Etienne or Nathaniel recognize the writing?
Nope. Oh, does she recognize the writing? She can't read it, but she does recognize it.
Where's she seeing something similar on the gate or something? Or?
Yeah, on the gates and also on the breastplate.
Okay. Well, she'll hang on to all that stuff. Has anyone got the XP sheet open?
Yep, sure.
Would you mind just putting in the 2 cloaks, medal, and sorry, what was the other item?
2 cloaks, a fox stole, a pair of black dress boots, and a medal.
Does Tarquin recognise the writing, Chris? It's an interesting question. It didn't occur to me to ask.
Yes, Tarquin recognises it off the archway and off the breastplate too.
Does he know what the language is?
He doesn't know what the language is, but he's guessing it's Nuretti because it's the language that you've seen in the place of the Nuretti, but he doesn't know how to read the language.
Check for false bottoms in the chest.
Okay,
in the lid.
sure. Give me a roll, please. Perception is probably the best one.
41 plus 82.
You think it's just a brass chest.
Okay. Underneath it, pulls it aside.
No,
Okay. Anything else of interest in the room?
not really.
Um,
No, just detritus, broken furniture, a tapestry mouldering on the wall.
pull the tapestry down. Anything behind it?
Nothing.
Check this chimney stack. Just have a quick look up the chimney.
Nothing.
Okay. Should we do the same with the next place?
Yep.
Cool. Could you roll a d6 again, please?
6.
Okay, cool. Similar layouts. These appear to be built to the same kind of design, similarly laid out. Ground floor, you're looking into the called sitting room or a kitchen area, and then there's a flight of stairs going up.
Anything interesting on the first floor?
Yeah.
Ground floor.
Yeah, in the middle of the table, there is a gold ring.
Okay. Well, Yathan will point that out. I don't know if somebody wants to do a quick attunement on that. How much noise have they made so far? Has she made?
I mean, Etienne's clanking around in metal armor. You know,
Yeah.
Keros is definitely not quiet.
Okay.
Yep.
Etienne will draw his weapon and then go upstairs.
Cool.
Yathan will follow.
Sure. Rotting bedrooms, massive holes in the roof, ash everywhere. Nothing of particular interest.
All right. Check under the beds and rip the sheets off. Just check there's nothing there under the mattresses or anything.
Yep. Done. Nothing.
Okay. Yathan will take the ring.
Mhm.
And sorry, Pete, could you write ring as well? Thank you.
No worries.
And then we'll just do the same, shall we? Keep rolling.
Yep.
Cool. Next one. Yeah. Again, roll d6, please.
6.
Okay. Discount. Roll again.
1.
Okay. What happens? What do you do?
So the same procedure as before, kind of peeking in through the window to have a quick look.
Mm-hmm.
If there's nothing, see what she can see. If not, open the door from the side again. Weapons out, and then, in the same order as before, I suppose.
And who's going in? Etienne first, or
Etienne will go in first once they've ascertained what's in there.
right?
Looking through the window. Yeah.
Just a second. Do I have? No. No, that's a shame. Okay. Etienne and Niathanel, you head in, and it's Leif that spots it just a second too late. This particular structure, you've had a look around these ones. This particular structure, Leif, you think is looking really, really dodgy, like structurally unsound, and you're just about to say, "Don't!" and they go in, and something when you go in to this building. There's a crack and a creak, and suddenly the ceiling is coming down on top of both Etienne and Neathnal with a god-awful crash. You both need to make an extremely hard, so -30, movement and maneuver roll to jump out of the way and to avoid danger. Who's rolling first, please?
Neathnal.
Done. Give me a roll.
15.
15. This is an all or nothing.
Her agility is 35.
Cool. 13 plus 35 on extremely hard. Neathnal, you have a 10% chance, 10 or under, of jumping out of harm's way.
No, 23.
Okay. And the same roll for Etienne based in his movement and plate.
18.
And you have a negative, I believe.
Yeah.
Yep, what's that?
-11.
-11. Crunch. Etienne, you, in your attempts to get out of the way, you fall. You take 5 hits, and you're out for 3 rounds. Fortunately, there's also damage coming down from the ceiling. Right, what does the book say? If the maneuver fails, 50 is 50%. If maneuver has failed, 50% likely to be buried. Okay. All right. Can you please, Neathanol, roll 1d6 crush B?
3.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Crush crits on yourself. Just give me a chance to set this up, please. Okay. All right. Give me a roll. You want a low roll.
42.
Okay, cool. Cool. Crushes your calf. Another 6 hits. You're at -20 for the next 2 rounds. And we will do that again. Second crit. Okay, yep. Second crit, please.
46.
46. Might be the same result. Blow to your back. 6 hits. Must parry next round at -25. And then the third and final B crit on you.
45.
Wow. Okay. Plus 6 hits. Yeah, same result as previously. Negative 20 for the next 2 rounds, so you're now at negative 60. Negative 65. Crunch. You are covered and trapped by the rubble. You cannot move. It's come down around you. You've sustained relatively limited injuries, but you're trapped underneath floor and wall and stuff. Etienne, the good news for you is you're wearing plate armor, and according to the book that you guys are now wandering through, you may recall that you're actually playing out of it an adventure module. You only get 1 critical on you because you're wearing plate armor. It's the same. It's a B critical. Can you just 1 second?
7.
Yep. Okay. Okay. 0 B K. Cool. 77. Huh. Smashes your shield arm. You no longer have a hand, of course, but there is a horrible, horrible, agonizing pain, and you are at negative 100. Incredible, intense pain, and you take another 6 hits. You too, Etienne, are crushed under the rubble and can't move. The rest of you have just seen the floor collapse. It's just a second too late, unfortunately, Leif. The floor collapse on top of poor Neathanol and Etienne. I've also just realised it's 18 minutes past 1. Do we want to wrap there? Do we want to finish? What do we want to do? How are people placed?
I probably need to go soon-ish because we've got to go buy stuff for our trip.
Okay.
Ah.
Others?
Yeah, me too, Chris.
Okay. Wrap at
Yeah.
1:30. Wrap
Yeah.
now.
1:30 sounds good. If that's
1:30?
okay with everyone else.
Graham and Alex.
Yep, 1:30's fine.
Okay. You've just seen the floor come down on the ethanol and Etienne. What do you do?
I guess we'll stand back and sort of call out, are you guys okay? Well, not call out, say it loudly enough for them to be able to hear.
Okay. Etienne and Neathanol, you can of course respond.
No, crushed. Surrounded by material.
So I think Tarquin's natural response would be to look away from the fallen building to make sure it hasn't attracted the attention of anyone. So he'd be looking to see if baddies want to come get us, having heard the commotion.
Okay. Give me a roll, please.
'83.
83. Must. some information coming into your chat, Tarquin. Okay, into your chats now. Okay. Other actions.
Can we see down there? Can we see? Do we need to get light down there so we can see what's happening?
You're all standing here, and this a good part of this building here. Just can I zoom? Oh, I can zoom right in. Of this building here has just come down on top of Etienne and
So we can see Etienne and Neathanel under
no,
the rubble?
No, you can't see them.
Okay. With float spells, that you can only use those on people, right? You can't float debris or anything like that.
What does it say?
It just says it affects the target's body.
If it just said the target, I'd say yes. If it says the target's body, it's a person.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, it says target's body becomes light as a feather, so they drift with the wind.
Sorry.
Cool.
Tarquin would tell people he thinks he's heard a human shout.
Can Neathanel prepare?
Can she prepare? Yes, she can. Yep.
When she's done the full round, she'd like to cast.
Sure.
Leif would say, has anyone got a teleportation spell or a long door spell?
Yeah, I was just looking at it just says target. Where is it? Long door. As per leaving one, except target can pass through barriers by specifying. So what's leaving one? Caster teleports target to a point of up to 100 feet away, but there can be no intervening barriers in a direct line between the target and the point. A barrier is anything they could not physically go through. A closed door is a barrier. A pit is not.
You need to see the target.
But is rubble not target?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, rubble would be a target.
And how much rubble can I pick up with my nifty spell? All of it?
Nope. A piece of it.
What about your... Is Neathanel hearing this conversation?
Probably a little bit muffled, but yes.
She's heard Karios is able to excavate with a spell. But she tells the party she is preparing to teleport herself out.
Okay, excavate.
Etienne, however, cannot.
And Tarquin, right about now, you've been looking around. You're concerned at perhaps the sound of someone approaching, and you see a figure coming towards you. They look like this. It's a woman. She would be standing about 5 foot, relatively short. She's got bright red hair. She's dressed like this. Whoops. She's dressed like this. In fact, that would be very close approximation of what she looks like, except for the red hair, and she's got that expression on her face. She is currently just still getting some background noise there.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. It's okay. She's a bit big. She's just appeared here. Oops. Appeared there. So she is some 40 or so foot away from you.
Tarquin would tell the others to prepare to cast. And when he's ready, he'd cast. But I think the others, Nathaniel would cast first and stuff, I suspect.
Yep. And I think, actually, yeah, let's resolve the Nathaniel spell first, and then I'm going to say that's where we're going to call it. We're going to call it there. Nathaniel, you're prepared for 4 rounds. Give me a roll, please.
44.
44. The spell goes off. Where do you appear?
Close to the party.
Okay. Bonfire. And with that, with Etienne trapped under rubble, with your new friend approaching you, like that, that is where we're going to leave the game for today. Tune in on the 2nd of April to see what happens next. Credits.
Whoa! My goodness, things can switch around so quickly.
Who's enjoying Tarek Nev?
No ponies.
There was such a chance that could have been ponies. So
You haven't looked at the whole place, they might still be here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although if the girl has anything to go by, I'm not sure we want to meet them.
yeah, it looks like she might have
Yeah.
eaten those ponies.
It's while they're still living, maybe.
Mm.
Good luck, Graham.
Yeah, bugger.
Mm.
Unlucky from start to finish. Eh?
Yeah.
This episode is like the rolls of. We roll high when we're doing masked rolls, or when it's an effectual. It's like
Yeah.
So annoying.
Just interesting. Hang on. To what can I show you about? Yeah, it's interesting going out of someone else's minds. Can you guys see? Well, you've rolled 3 times, so that's it. Here we go.
where are we going?
Where are you going?
Have you got pants on?
Yeah, I've got pants on. I've got pants
That's
on.
what happens when you hung over, is it?
Yeah, I've got
Oh,
pants
okay.
on. Got pants on. I shouldn't show you this because it shows more information than you. Can you-
read it, Chris?
Can't read it.
You can't read it.
Very blurry.
Okay, I'll post it. I'll post some of it. There we go.
You're very strong to be able to move us all around like that.
Yeah, the power of the GM. Power of the
Power.
hungover GM. There we go, guys. Tune in next month. What a sad thing to say, but yes.
Vader goes to Niathnal for always doing this, but being especially super brave and going first and, yeah, putting herself on the line for the rest of us. So thank you. Especially brave this session.
Nice.
Thanks.
Yeah, nice.
Won't be doing that again.
All right, folks. Leave it